off we go from SoFi Stadium. This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. Now it's Wilson. Buying time to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack, but they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So the Rams in great position here as they get things started. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6". And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And the Rams at 7 and 8 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Back to throw here. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Touchdown! Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Rams get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles. And, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Now a handoff to Chandler. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff running through the middle. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they did a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Rams. Cooper Kupp from 19 yards away. And the Rams have taken a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Caught on the right side by Jones. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
It's a gain of 35.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Wilson. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Harris running straight ahead. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Ernest Jones there for the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Aaron Donald. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half. Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And the Rams now coming out on the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarter.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they have their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And this offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 22-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll run with Montgomery. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They try again with Montgomery. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. David Montgomery, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing again here. Wilson. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll take it right on the 30. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100. He's been working well towards 100 here.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now back to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Anthony Walker giving that O-line fits. He gets in there to drop him. But just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, they'll be licensed to take some shots down the field.
66 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Looking to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll run up the middle with McAllister. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with McAllister. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Running right, here's McAllister. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Montgomery is going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not
that
mistaken,
does,
correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Second down, here's an option right. Wilson hit, it's loose, it's out, fumble.
Holding, defense.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's Chandler.
It'll be a first down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18.
A good run there off right tackle.
NFL football, the right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
A give running left, McAllister. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because usually...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Rams take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 3rd and 4 now. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Aaron Donald in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Let's take it inside his own 40.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Up the middle they go with McAllister. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
84 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
A lot of guys playing this game. There's no better feeling than running right through the tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. Back back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they will take a knee here. The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. And they'll indeed take a knee. So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. This from 32 yards away. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and then trying to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Roughing the tackle, defense.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty,
and
those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Now whistles here before the snap, but it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. Moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Wilson. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Pat Freiermuth
from 3 yards out.
And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And the Rams getting set to go now. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the Rams punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
Now Wilson. He completes this to Russell Gage. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. And the Steelers first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
He finds Pickens over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Over the middle, complete. It's Jones.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Harris has it over the middle.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
To throw again is Wilson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And they stop him short of the 1st as he can only get to the 20. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. And they take a knee. And they will take a knee here.
So it's the Rams here to take home the W. And it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So for Los Angeles,
they get back to 500 at 8-8 with 1